What is problematic about the term anti-Semitism?
The term anti-Semitism poses several issues, particularly in its alignment with historical and genetic reality. The problem lies in the fact that today, and for a number of years, there has been a takeover of Semitism. The term anti-Semitic is now applied not to someone who massacres Palestinian Semites or bombs Iraq, causing 1 million deaths among the Semites. It is not used for Saudi Arabia, which kills hundreds of thousands of Yemenites. Instead, it is applied to someone who criticizes a Jewish personality, an Israeli leader, or Israeli policy, without necessarily engaging in anti-Semitic discourse, as seen in the first half of the 20th century. This presents a significant issue because the overwhelming majority of Jews are not Semitic. Another issue, supported by recent genetic studies, is that 75% of the world's Jews are Ashkenazi, who are not Semitic. While there is a distant genetic trace of Semitic ancestry among Ashkenazi Jews, a large percentage of their genetic makeup is non-Semitic, as they are Europeans converted to Judaism and individuals who married into Jewish families. This leads to a rejected racial conception, arguing that, based on history and genetics, Jews do not constitute a racial people. However, a theological and racial conception exists in the Jewish religion, particularly in the Hebrew Bible, where the Hebrew people are considered a chosen people, favored by God, Yahweh, over others. Yet, this divine election is morally conditioned, as recurring prophets remind the tribes of Israel about their alliance and how they fall short and betray this divine election. The Bible contains contradictory passages regarding God's preference for the Hebrews. For instance, the presence in the Holy Land is conditioned. As mentioned in Deuteronomy, if the people degenerate, abandon God's commandments, worship other deities, they will be swiftly expelled from the land with no return. In the Hebrew Bible, two opposing traditions emerge. The Levite priestly tradition, responsible for writing and altering the Torah, and the prophetic tradition, where prophets are sent by God to rebuke the Israelites for their deviation, sometimes announcing punishments. Prophets, such as Jeremiah and Isaiah, express strong messages, similar to Christ's references to a brood of vipers. On the other hand, priests and scribes, up to Ezra, exhibit a profoundly racial dimension. In the book of Ezra, upon his return, Ezra discovers that the Judeans have intermarried with Canaanite women, leading to the expulsion of these women and their children to preserve the purity of the Hebrew people. Divine election in this context is strongly associated with the Levitic tradition, intertwining with racial considerations. Unlike Christianity and Islam, in Judaism, one is Jewish by blood, while being Christian or Muslim is contingent on embracing the respective faiths.